There are a variety of modern definitions of economics. Some of the differences may reflect evolving views of the subject itself or different views among economists. The earlier term for economics was political economy. It is adapted from the French mercantilist usage of a copyright économie politique, which extended economy from the ancient Greek term for household management to the national realm as public administration of the affairs of state. Sir James Steuart wrote the first book in English with political economy in the title, explaining that just as economy in general is the art of providing for all the wants of a family, so the science of political economy seeks to secure a certain fund of subsistence for all the inhabitants, to obviate every circumstance which may render it precarious, to provide everything necessary for supplying the wants of the society, and to employ the inhabitants in such manner as naturally to create reciprocal relations and dependencies between them, so as to supply one another with reciprocal wants. The title page gave as its subject matter population, agriculture, trade, industry, money, coin, interest, circulation, banks, exchange, public credit and taxes. The philosopher Adam Smith defines the subject as an inquiry into the nature and causes of the wealth of nations, in particular as a branch of the science of a statesman or legislator, with the twofold objective of providing a plentiful revenue or subsistence for the people, and to supply the state or commonwealth with a revenue for the public services. J.B. Say, distinguishing the subject from its public policy uses, defines it as the science of production, distribution, and consumption of wealth. On the satirical side, Thomas Carlyle coined the dismal science as an epithet for classical economics, in this context, commonly linked to the pessimistic analysis of Malthus. John Stuart Mill defines the subject in a social context as the science which traces the laws of such of the phenomena of society as arise from the combined operations of mankind for the production of wealth, in so far as those phenomena are not modified by the pursuit of any other object. Alfred Marshall provides a still widely cited definition in his textbook Principles of Economics that extends analysis beyond wealth and from the societal to the microeconomic level. Economics is a study of man in the ordinary business of life. It inquires how he gets his income and how he uses it. Thus, it is on the one side, the study of wealth, and on the other and more important side, a part of the study of man. Lionel Robbins developed implications of what has been termed, perhaps the most commonly accepted current definition of the subject. Economics is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. Robbins describes the definition as not classificatory and picking out certain kinds of behavior, but rather analytical in focus, paying attention on a particular aspect of behavior, the form imposed by the influence of scarcity. Some subsequent comments criticized the definition as overly broad in failing to limit its subject matter to analysis of markets. From the 1960s, however, such comments abated as the economic theory of maximizing behavior and rational choice modeling expanded the domain of the subject to areas previously treated in other fields. There are other criticisms as well, such as in scarcity not accounting for the macroeconomics of high unemployment. Gary Becker, a contributor to the expansion of economics into new areas, describes the approach he favors as coming the assumptions of maximizing behavior, stable preferences, and market equilibrium, used relentlessly and uni-inchingly. One commentary characterizes the remark as making economics an approach rather than a subject matter, but with great specificity as to the choice process and the type of social interaction that such analysis involves. A recent review of economics definitions includes a range of those in principles textbooks, such as descriptions of the subject as the study of the economy, the coordination process, the effects of scarcity, the science of choice, human behavior, human beings as to how they coordinate wants and desires, given the decision-making mechanisms, social customs, and political realities of society. It concludes that the lack of agreement need not affect the subject matter that the texts treat. Among economists more generally, it argues that a particular definition presented may reflect the direction toward which the author believes economics is evolving, or should evolve. Notes. References, by Raymond T. The Scope and Definition of Economics, Journal of Political Economy, 47, 5, pages 623-47. Coase, Ronald H. Economics and Contiguous Disciplines, Journal of Legal Studies, 7, 2, pages 201-211. Dow, Sheila C. Economic Methodology, An Inquiry, Oxford University Press. Description and Review.